Hello guys and welcome, it is ThatSrb2DUDE here today bringing you yet another Splatoon 2 video. Now today I would like to go over all the weapons that have been revealed for Splatoon 2 and all the weapon sets and such. I'm going to go over all the weapons that have been shown to us, some brief and some heavily analyzed, and I hope you guys enjoy, so let's get into it. The Japanese Splatoon Twitter has revealed a bunch of new weapon sets that are going to be in Splatoon 2. These weapon sets are the Blaster with Poison Mist and Splashdown, the Octo Brush with the Robot Bomb and the Jetpack, the Splattershot Pro with the Point Sensor and the Rain Cloud, the Dynamo Roller with Ink Mines and Stingray, the Matic with Poison Mist and Inkjet, the regular Splattershot with Burst Bombs and Splashdown, the Splat Roller with Curling Bombs and Splashdown, the Splat Charger and Sparrow Scope with Splat Bombs and Stingray, the Dualies with Burst Bombs and Tentamissiles, the Slosher with Suction Bombs and Tentamissiles, and the Heavy Splatling with Sprinkler and Stingray. Now I'm going to go over the weapons that caught my eye and are probably going to be one of the stronger picks in the start of the game. Starting with the Splattershot Pro. Yes, there's a Splattershot Pro into the game, I can't wait. It's kind of like the Forge Pro, as you got the point sensor, and you also have the Rain Cloud, or the also known as Ink Storm special. So it's kind of a hybrid of the Forge Pro and the regular Splattershot Pro in Splatoon 1. I can already see the weapon sets to be used with this. It's mainly gonna be like at least one main of Ink Saver main, or probably not even, because the main reason why you would run Ink Saver main on a Splattershot Pro is just because you want to be shooting after you've used your sub and special. But considering that you have point sensors, it's not really a big deal. You don't really lose as much ink when you throw a point sensor. I'm really interested to see how this weapon's going to play, because it seems like it's going to be a great anchor weapon at this point in time. Until we know that there's going to be a long range weapon that has a wall, there'll probably be a better anchor weapon, but I still have faith in the Splattershot Pro. It's probably going to be one of the first weapons I use in Splatoon 2, and I cannot wait to try it. The Dynamo Rollers set seems more defensive than it has before. Considering that you have Ink Mines, I kind of see this as, okay, the Dynamo's going to go forward a little bit, and it's going to put Ink Mines in front of it, and then just move back and start painting everywhere. And then whenever it needs to actually, engage targets and engage things that are really far away from them, then the Stingray comes in really handy, because if you guys didn't know, the Stingray got a buff. Basically, when you used your Stingray, remember when you basically started firing, you could not stop firing. It was just a constant stream of ink being fired. But now with the Stingray, you can choose when you want to fire. So now there's no constant stream of ink, you can let go of the trigger, and once you've let go, you can move your crosshair as freely as you want. And also once you've let go, you can actually see everybody's location on the maps. So the game gives you some help on actually locating where anybody is through the walls. Can already see it now, definitely going to be a really strong support weapon in terms of just trying to get ink down onto the floor and just making sure your defenses are safe. And using the Stingray for backup seems like it's going to be very strong. The Matic is another weapon that caught my eye. Knowing about the range and the fire rate of the Matic in Splatoon 1, giving this weapon Poison Mist or Toxic Mist, or basically a disruptor, seems very strong, honestly. If you're able to target the Toxic Mist correctly, then honestly I can see this weapon being viable. If you think about in Splatoon 1, there was no close range weapon that had a disruptor besides the Zimmy. I am not counting the Custom Junior because of its lack of range and its inconsistent aim. The Zimmy had a much higher skill gap to use the weapon in general, because you had to charge your ink to actually fire at them, but with the Matic you can just hold ZR and then you're just firing away. There's no downtime to it. Also, giving this weapon the Inkjet special seems very strong too, and I can see using this can come out to a surprise for some people. I can see it now. I definitely feel like the Matic is going to be one of those new weapons that people are going to be using constantly. Because of the utility of this weapon class, I just find that this is going to be very helpful in team play. I've left out a couple weapons such as the Blaster, the Splattershot, and the Splat Roller. The Blaster with Poison Mist and Splashdown, I'm not too sure how this is going to be used too well over other weapons like the Matic. I guess we're just going to have to find out how this weapon's going to play out when Splatoon 2 comes out. I also left out the Octo Brush with the Robot Bomb and Inkjet, It's hard for me to say anything about this weapon either. I don't know if this weapon's going to be used too much, considering the Octo Brush has no like sub or special to actually get themselves in, besides from the inkjet, but they go back to the same position once they've finished the inkjet. So it doesn't seem like a weapon that's just going to go in or be more independent by itself. And it seems more of a weapon that needs support for it to go in, so it probably need to be paired with some sort of long-range shooter like a Dynamo or a Splattershot Pro, as well as the Blaster too. The Splattershot has a new kit. It's the Burst Bombs and the Splashdown. It's interesting for it to have Splashdown, honestly, but I can definitely see, you know, people are going to still use it for that Burst Bomb combo, considering how consistent it is when I was playing Splatoon 2. The Splat Roller got its Curling Bomb back, and honestly, I feel like that only makes the Splat Roller so much more stronger. I can see it now. You do a vertical flick and you throw a Curling Bomb around, and you basically have 2 lines of ink just going everywhere. And the Splat Roller has a lot of options of actually getting in aggressively and fighting foes that are in long range. The Splat Charger has its same kit as Splat Bombs and Stingray, but what's also been revealed that there is going to be a Sparrow Scope, and I called it. Basically, with this Sparrow Scope, you cannot do the held charge mechanic. So in a way, this gives the regular Splat Chargers that don't have a scope something extra so they can perform something that the Splatter Scope can't do. Charger mains are going to be contemplating, okay, do I want to have the held charge thing, or do I want more range? Because that's what the Splatter Scope comes from. It comes with accuracy and range. So just really depends on what people are used to or what people are going to want to use. The Splat Dualies comes with Burst Bombs and Tenta Missiles. Seems like it's going to be one of those weapon classes that's going to be really in your face, considering it also has Burst Bombs as well. And Tenta Missiles is such a quick special. Anything that has a Stingray, it's able to counter it pretty well. And with the Splat Dualies in general, there's going to be a bunch of quick weapon sets for the Splat Dualies. I can definitely see swim speed and run speed is going to be a really big thing on these. The Slosher has an interesting weapon set as Suction Bombs and Tenta Missiles. I really hope that it wasn't Suction Bombs, but I wish it was Burst Bombs in general, because then the Slosher would have that same Burst Bomb combo that it had in Splatoon 1. But as you see, we have Suction Bombs and the Tenta Missiles. Suction Bombs, you know, great sub-weapon. I can definitely see the Tenta Missiles being used to force situations to happen and to counter players that have Stingray. And last but not least, the Heavy Splatling with Sprinkler and Stingray. Now, this is definitely another defensive weapon, as you do have the Sprinkler and the Stingray. It kind of fits the same role as the Dynamo Roller, where you're kind of holding back a little bit, just throwing a Sprinkler around, just making sure the ink control is up. And when you need to use your Stingray special, you can fend off against your foes that are from afar. This is all I should be covering for this Splatoon 2 video, so I hope you guys enjoyed. There are so many more things coming up for Splatoon 2 and so many more things that will be revealed for it, and I'll be bringing you all this information on my channel, so make sure that you do subscribe. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch, both in the description below. Do it for both if you're feeling generous. And as always, guys, this has been ThatSrb2DUDE, and I shall see you guys in a future video.